What's up, guys? This is Theo here. Welcome back to Free Code Camp. We are now on the Bootstrap section. So, Bootstrap is a CSS framework that allows you to, do responsive design really quickly. So, I'm going to try and work through this. Maybe I'll do half. Maybe I will do the whole thing. So, let's just get started. Okay. It says your div should have the class container fluid. All right. So let's go in here and let's see. So we should nest all of our HTML in a div element with the class container fluid. We're going to create a div, and I'm going to create a div around all of this. This is going to be our parent div. I'm going to tab that. I'm going to give it a class of container fluid, and watch what happens. Everything will be shifted over and centered. Cool, and then let's run that. Good to go. So next one up is we're going to add a class of image responsive, which I'm sure as you can guess will make our image responsive. So what we're going to do now is, let's see, here is our image right here. So your new image should be below your old one and should have a class of image responsive. So we're going to do image source, or I guess there's no, source is going to be that. And then class is going to be image responsive. And then finally, let us give our image source the source of this right here. And now, you won't really be able to see it on here, but the image responsive makes it so that it's going to be exactly the width of your screen, and it will scale pretty well on different screen sizes. So let's move on. Alright, next one up is your H2 element should be centered by applying the class text center. So we're going to go find our H2 and we're going to add the class text center and watch. Cat photo app will move to the center. There we go. Let's run this. Cool. Next one up is create a new button element below your large kitten photo. Alright, so where's our photo? It is right here. So we're going to create a button and we're going to give it a class of button with the text of like, and you can see we have a nicely styled button. It's already big. Cool, and that's all we need to do for that. So you can see, this really makes CSS a lot faster, and even if you're not a designer, you can definitely, get this up and running pretty quickly. So let me run that one more time and see if we can move on. So next one is what we're going to do is your button should add Bootstrap's button block class to your button. So we're going to add it on here. We're going to say button block, and watch what this does to it. Makes it full width. And yeah, that's it. So pretty simple still. You can look at the different classes. So button primary, we're going to add that. I'm pretty sure that makes it blue. So let me find it one more time, and we can do button primary. You can sort of see how we chain on all of these classes. And this will change it to blue. Cool. And let's run that. Awesome. Let's move on. Next up, we are going to create a new button element with the text info. Okay. And so right here, create a button, text of info, and so there it is right there. And what we're going to do is give it a class of button block, and button info. And let's look at it. So it's a lighter blue. Cool. Let's run our test. Let's move on to the next challenge. Next up, we're going to create a new button element with the text delete. So let's go down here, button, text delete, and we are going to give it a class of button block, and button danger. So now it'll be a red button. There we go. Let's run our test. And we'll move on. Next up, we're going to use the grid system. Basically, this allows you to format your HTML in columns and rows. So a row is the full width of the screen size, and that's broken up into 12 columns. So your buttons should all be nested within the same div. Okay, so we're going to target all of our buttons. I'm going to make a div right here. I'm going to wrap all of our buttons in this div, and I'm going to bring that bring that back over, indent my buttons, and it should be in a div element with a class of row. So we're creating a row right here. See, it's full width. That's why it's taking up that space. And inside of this row, we're going to create a div with a class of column XS4, and we're going to wrap that around each one. So what this is going to do is each button is going to take up exactly 4 column spaces. So if we look back at this, each one will take up 4. So it'll sort of be like this one, but a little bit less room, so they'll be even. So right now this has 4, but you're going to see in a second. Div.column XS4, and then let me wrap that in another one. And then, so as long as these add up to 12, you're good to go. Div with column XS4, and then let me wrap this final one in here. And awesome, there we go. We can see they're 4, but if I were to change this to 5, this is going to go on to the next line. Cool. So that's all there is to it. As long as it adds up to 12 or under, you're good to go. Alright, so let's run our test. And so the next thing we want to do is your H2 element should no longer have the class red text. So we're going to get rid of that. And it should have the class text primary. Alright, so it's changed it to blue. Your paragraph element should no longer use the monospace font. Alright, let's get rid of that. And next thing we're going to do is remove the smaller image class from your top image. Alright, so let's remove smaller image class from top image. So now it's full width. We're going to add image responsive so you can see what this does. Image responsive, this will scale it nicely. There we go. Alright, and let's run it and add the image responsive class to the top image. My bad. So image responsive, nice. So it's scaled. Let's run it. Awesome, good to go. Next up is we're going to, says your span element should be inside your P element. Okay, so hold on, what are we going to do? So we're going to, create, here's how you do this, top 3 things that cats hate. Alright, so where should we put this? I guess we can put this right here. And span element should have the text love. Okay, so it does. Span element should have class text danger. Okay, there it is. And span has a closing tag, so that should be it. Span element should have the text love. Oh, my bad. Love. There we go. And let's run that. Sweet. Next up, what we're going to do is your H2 element, or sorry, nest your first image and your H2 element within a single class div row. So, okay, we're going to create a row right up here, div.row, and we're going to put this around our H2 and our A. And next, nest your topmost image element within a div with a class of column XS4. So we're going to give this 4 columns. Alright. And then from there, we're going to give the text 8. So we're going to do div.column XS8. And remember I said it adds up to 12. So it should be good to go. And there it is. It lines up perfectly. And let's run our code. Make sure we're good. Nice. Next up is add an I element. The class font awesome thumbs up should be located within the like button. Alright, so let's look for our like button and probably put it right here and change this to thumbs up, and we should see the thumbs up. There we go. Let's run our code. It's good to go. And next up is you should add a I tag with font awesome trash within your delete button. Alright, so let's put that in there. Let's see, there's the trash. And then you should add the circle within your info button. Okay, let's grab that. And then finally, my bad. And then finally, we'll do a thumbs up in your like button. I think we already did that. So good. Let's run that. And let me look real quick. I'm kind of curious how much more we have. All right, I might do a few more, and then we can break this into part 2. I think I'll go to style text inputs real quick. All right. So now what we're going to do is nest all our radio buttons inside one div with the class of row. So here's all our radio buttons. We create a div with the class of row. And so we're going to put that in there. And then nest each of your radio buttons inside its own div with the class of column XS6. Okay, so we've got column XS6. We're going to add this to each one. Column XS6. Grab that. Column XS6. And so these should just flow to the next line. Column XS6. And I think we have one more after that. So div.column XS6. And alright, I think that's it. Let's make sure I got that right so we can sort of see it here. Everything's lined up. And let's move on. So nest all of your check boxes inside one div with the class of row. So we'll create a row right here. And we'll wrap our checkboxes within that row. Let me give some space. Show you guys where it is. And then from there, we're going to give each one a column XS of 4. XS4. So it'll take up a third of the space. Div.column XS4. We'll do div.column XS4. And let's run this. Cool. So style text inputs. Okay, so I'm going to continue this in the next video. So what we did, this was lessons, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16, so 1 to 16. It looks like we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so pretty close on. So we did 16 lessons in their responsive design with Bootstrap. Pretty quickly, so it's supposed to take 5 hours. I think that was about 15 minutes. So again, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to like, comment, and please subscribe like always and support the channel. So thanks, and see you in part 2. Have a great day.